Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about Jupiter retrograde in houses 7 through 12. If you'd like to know about Jupiter retrograde in houses 1 through 6 or any other information about retrograde planets, go ahead and check out the playlist of retrograde planets and you'll get all the information in there. And also, if you'd like to get the foundational videos of houses and planets and soul maps, how to read your chart, take a look at the playlist in the video description and you're going to get all the information on how to read your own Vedic chart so you can follow along. All right, since we already did retrograde houses 1 through 6, this one is going to focus on Jupiter retrogrades in houses 7 through 12. So Jupiter retrograde in houses 7 through 12 forces you to confront society's biggest structures, making you challenge everything from the purpose of marriage to the nature of death. That's 12th house. The underlying problem is simple. The soul is determined to find its own truth within these collective spheres. So we will pinpoint your exact karmic problem, past life root, and actionable steps for healing these profound placements. But stay tuned till the end because we reveal the single most profound insight for Jupiter retrograde in the 12th house, showing you the true purpose of isolation and how it leads to ultimate liberation, which is moksha, a lesson that transforms the entire chart. So let's dive into the transcendent guru. And again, to look at the foundational videos, please click on the links in the video description. The playlists are in there. You can learn how to read your own chart and follow along here to see where your Jupiter retrograde is sitting. You definitely need to know what the houses are, how the 12 houses work, how the planets work. So we begin this final sequence of Jupiter retrograde houses focusing on relationships, mysteries, and the highest beliefs. Let's talk about the 7th house, which is a house of partnership, spouse, commitment. Now, the specific challenge here is a re-evaluation of commitment's purpose. You constantly re-examine the ethical or philosophical basis of your partnerships, often seeking a guru or teacher in your spouse. Commitment is frequently delayed or profoundly challenged, forcing you to question the very meaning of union. You go through same scenarios over and over and over again. Your past life action and your karmic root, they involved the betrayal of partnership dharma. You may have betrayed a spouse's faith. You may have misused marital or contract authority. Or you may have failed to honor legal agreements in a prior life, leading to this current need for deep re-evaluation. Remember, 7th house is your partner, your partnerships, your business. The soul lesson demands the commitment to wisdom within the union. The union could be marriage, could be just you connecting with another person. You must learn that partnership is a disciplined, ethical school for growth. The actionable step is to prioritize ethical commitment over superficial gain. You practice mutual teaching and philosophical learning with your partner, treating the relationship itself as your highest teacher. Now let's talk about Jupiter retrograde in your 8th house of transformation, mystery, occult. The specific challenge here is difficulty finding transformative wisdom. You face constant re-examination of life's deepest mysteries, death, rebirth, the occult, and you struggle with joint resources, such as joint debt or inheritance, or forcing profound internal fear. Wisdom is hard to find in moments of crisis. What could you have done in your past life, and what was the karmic root of this? It perhaps involved the misuse of secret knowledge or resources. You may have misused occult wisdom for selfish ends. You may have cheated others out of joint assets. Or you may have failed to face the necessary fear of death or transformation when it was required of you. What is your soul lesson? Well, your soul lesson is that transformative wisdom is found by facing the fear. You must confront deep psychological issues to find the truth. The actionable step for you is to commit to ethically resolving any financial debt and explore the philosophical roots of your deepest seated fears through studying mystery traditions or rigorous psychological self-inquiry, which is perhaps what you're doing right now. Let's talk about Jupiter retrograde in your 9th house of Dharma, belief, guru, father. The specific challenge here is the perpetual restructuring of faith. You have a lifelong, intense need to challenge all external teachers, scriptures, or religious systems. This often leads to philosophical conflicts with the father or an external guru, forcing you to constantly reform your personal philosophy. What could you have done in a past life, and what do you think is the karmic root for this? Perhaps it involved the arrogance of false dharma. Dharma is righteousness. You likely taught false knowledge or dismissed a true guru or dismissed a true faith arrogantly, leading to a karmic assignment to find truth entirely on your own terms. What's the soul lesson here? The soul lesson is to become your own Dharma holder. You must trust the inner voice over external scripture. What is your actionable step? Your actionable step is to maintain a rigorous personal philosophical journal. Undertake intellectual study or spiritual pilgrimages, but only to confirm the deep, self-derived truth that already exists within you. Now let's talk about Jupiter retrograde in houses 10, 11, and 12 of legacy, society, and liberation. So finally, we explore the houses governing your legacy, your social structures, and your ultimate surrender, the path to moksha. Let's talk about the 10th house of your career, status, legacy. The specific challenge here is the crisis of professional authority. You face repeated restructuring of your career path. Your public authority is often questioned, and you struggle to align your public status with your highest ethical purpose. Success is delayed until integrity is absolute. What did you perhaps do in your past life? What's the karmic root for this, of having Jupiter retrograde in your 10th house? It probably involved the violation of professional dharma. You used your career or status unethically. You may have failed to uphold professional integrity or taught false ethics to others in your field for personal gain. What is your soul lesson here? Your soul lesson is to build a legacy based on integrity. Your career structure must be built on impeccable ethics and self-derived purpose. The actionable step for you is to commit to a long-term professional goal, focusing not on speed or status, but on proving your authority through ethical consistency and moral discipline. Now let's talk about the 11th house Jupiter retrograde. 11th house is the house of gains, social groups, hopes, society. The specific challenge here is social and financial delay. You face difficulty feeling comfortable in large groups. Gains and income are often delayed or come through non-traditional intellectual means. And you constantly reassess the social or group ethics of your networks. What do you think you did in the past life? What's the karmic root for this? It perhaps involved the misuse of group resources or status. You perhaps failed to support group goals ethically, misused groups' resources for personal gain, or judged social structures arrogantly from a position of intellectual superiority. What's your soul lesson here? Well, the soul lesson is that wisdom expands through ethical, detached contribution. You must learn to contribute without needing validation from the collective. Your actionable step is to commit to one group or network based purely on philosophical alignment, such as shared wisdom or goals, and detach from material expectations of that group. Let's talk about the 12th house. 12th house is a house of loss, isolation, moksha, your subconscious. The specific challenge here is profound spiritual isolation. You are forced to find deep spiritual truth through isolation or loss. This can manifest as confusion over expenses or charity, or difficulty trusting subconscious or esoteric spiritual wisdom. What do you think in your past life that perhaps brought you here? What's the karmic root of this? It perhaps involved the abuse of sacrifice or spiritual retreat. You failed to honor sacrifice or charity. You misused or you abused a spiritual isolation or an ashram environment. Or you held on to sacred wisdom selfishly instead of sharing it for the good of all. The sole lesson here is that true wisdom is found through surrender and spiritual detachment. Your ultimate expansion is found in the inner world of you. The actionable step for you is to commit to selfless service, which is seva. Practice deep meditation to connect to subconscious wisdom and study esoteric traditions to find the truth in isolation. So retrograde Jupiter in these houses defines the final destination of your soul. You're meant to be an architect of higher truth, someone who can tear down societal and philosophical falsehoods, because your wisdom is sourced directly from your own deep experience. The karmic blueprint here ensures that your achievements, whether in partnership, faith, or career, are built with triple checking, ethical rigor, and resilience. The final test is in the 12th house, using the wisdom of loss and isolation to achieve moksha, liberation, which completes your entire karmic assignment. Your Jupiter retrograde is an assignment for greatness. If you're struggling with professional integrity, commitment issues, or a crisis of faith, the universe is pushing you toward your highest ethical truth. If you'd like to take a deep dive into your own personal chart, you can reach out to me via the link in the About section or the video description section. Of course, thank you for undertaking this profound work. Join us next as we shift gears completely to Saturn retrograde. We're going to analyze the karmic lessons of retrograde Saturn in houses 1 through 6, and then the next video 7 through 12, confronting issues of structure, discipline, and heavy karmic duty in the personal sphere. If this video gave you that clarity, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Vedic wisdom. Thank you for watching, and thank yourself for watching. That's all for today.